If you observe each of these centers, they are associated to one of the motor organs. The Muladhara gets expressed physically as the procreation organ, genital. Swadhisthana expresses itself as the motor organ of movement, legs. Legs are an extension of that joint. And digestion process, excretion is an extension of the central one. Hands are an extension of this one. Speech is an extension of this one. This one is no motor organ, this is just perception. So the organ of procreation is the most fundamental. So it is like we are multiplying ourselves, we are procreating ourselves at the very floor. See, if you see basic life forms like cells just divide themselves right there. They can replicate themselves. You can't replicate yourself like that. So if you see the basic forms, the cell, they just replicate themselves right there. Completely. If you come to little complex forms like plants and trees, within one tree only some split has happened. There is a female part and a male part, and that pollination has to happen between them. But they have somewhat split. So only if they come in touch with each other because of the help of bees and whatever, pollination happens, seed will come. So some divergence has happened. Evolution happened further, it happened so much that you became a separate individual, I became a separate individual. The female part is now totally an individual, male is a separate, totally different individual. But it pertains only to the lower chakra. It doesn't mean that the entire thing has been split. There are many things common also. But this divergence is big enough to give you a gender, and that has primarily taken place at Muladhara, the floor itself. One side in yoga we say Ida Pingala, left side, right side. The Pingala side has become more dominant and become a separate individual. Ida is not absent, but Pingala is more dominant, separate kind of individual. Ida has become more dominant, another kind of individual. So there is an imbalance physically. And it will give you a sense of incompleteness, some kind of, I want something else. So the basic expression of that is wanting a companion. That is one thing. But now you can see it has become a psychological confusion, all this gender stuff happening. They are trying to complete themselves by meddling with their body or trying to do something psychologically. Like I will tell, today I am like a girl, call me she. Or I will go and operate myself and I will try to have the other organ. Or I will try to have both the organs. This is all unconscious expression of wanting to find completion. But you need not do it. See, these are all superficial expressions. You need not do meddling at the superficial level. It won't fix the core. These are all expressions happening from some core. You can fix the core itself, the imbalance at the core itself. That's what yoga will try to do. One of the main elements of Hatha Yoga is to equalize the feminine and masculine, or Ida Pingala at the energy level itself. Now physically we may continue to be man or woman, but there will be a harmony at the very core itself. In Mahabharata there is a story. In Mahabharata the story begins with, you know who it begins with? Shantanu. Shantanu. You are trying to tell that only.
Before that, Vyasa.
No, that is later. That is all later. But there is a small story of Shantanu's father. His name is Pratipa. So the story is, once he is on the banks of Ganga performing penances. He was a king, but more towards spiritual practices. So he was like a rishi, living there, doing tapas. And one day Ganga gets infatuated with him. She comes and directly sits on his right lap and says, I want to be with you, accept me. And he says, I have taken this vrata, I am doing some tapas, I can't accept. And she will force, no, you say, If a woman comes by herself, a man should not say no, it seems. I don't know. In our culture. See? No equality. She says if woman comes by herself, man shouldn't say no, it is against dharma. So please accept me. Then he says, just to, I think, yeah, probably he would not have come up with that reasoning if he was also attracted to her. Probably he was not interested. So then he says, no, but your actions don't match your intentions. Right thigh is meant for daughter, left thigh is meant for wife. You came and sat on my right thigh, so I can't accept you. You are like my daughter now. And why it is like that is, for men, the right side is dominant, and if I have a child, it's like my right side I'm mostly dominant, I'm giving. And the woman is giving her left side more. I'm giving my Pingala and girl will be giving the Ida. So my daughter will be like my extension of my Pingala. So she is supposed to be on the right. Whereas my companion is supposed to be the complementary part. So she should be on the left. You can see now on these photos, Shiva Parvati photo or Rama Sita photo, it's always on the left. They will be there. Careful, okay? Don't sit on the wrong thigh.